First week of parenthood and I'm already getting grey hairs. Brilliant. Welcome to another episode of the vlog. This vlog is a continuation of my last one where Sam gave birth to a baby. Yay! Although it wasn't the most straightforward birth, and certainly afterwards things kind of escalated quite quickly, which is why we are here in Southampton neonatal. We've been here for about 2.5 weeks now. Hopefully my future self will do a good edit, but most of this footage has been taken over the last sort of 2 and a bit weeks. It's been a really tough journey for us over the last couple of weeks. A lot of emotion, particularly when Isabelle first arrived here in Southampton. But hopefully some of the footage that you'll see will just kind of give you a flavour as to kind of the journey that we've been on so far, certainly in the first 2 weeks of parenthood, which haven't exactly been the most normal 2 weeks. So here we are, first full day together with Isabelle. Mummy has been discharged from postnatal and we are going to be spending the night in Southampton.
Hello, you're looking around.
Oh, you are so cute.
Oh man.
Oh, big yawns.
Definitely keeping you up.
Hey guys, today is Sunday the 19th of February. So Sam was absolutely amazing in labour. Just as the baby was starting to make an appearance, she got a little bit stuck and needed a little bit of assistance, which was emotional enough as in itself, having to go into theatre. But once Isabelle was born, it didn't really stop there, because she had trouble with her lungs, trying to kickstart her breathing, which is obviously incredibly tough to see. Despite trying everything, they had to do an emergency transfer to Southampton neonatal. We didn't really have any chance to properly see her, and certainly not hold her or cuddle her or do any of the skin-to-skin contact, which again is emotionally distressing, particularly for Sam. And then to see your newborn baby whisked off in a number of hours and not be able to see her again until the next day was also quite distressing. Really, next steps, we are waiting for a specialist consultant to do an examination with an endoscope, but we are pulling through and staying positive, and hopefully we should be able to bring both Sam and baby home. Because I miss them so much and really just want them home. There you go, get to see her face.
So this is Chris's first cuddle.
Yeah. Just grab my thumb.
She's just had some food.
Okay, so for the first week that we were down in Southampton, I didn't vlog that much. Both me and Sam were just all over the place, mentally, emotionally, and physically. There were a lot of unknowns. We had a lot of questions that needed answering, and whilst the doctors were kind of continuing with their investigations, it was a real challenge to try and get information out of them. This is a very rare instance where the baby has an issue with the vocal cords. So in that first week, we had ENT specialists. She had an MRI scan around on the brain, on the nerves around the neck. She had genetics, they did blood tests, she had eye tests, hearing tests, sensory tests. It wasn't until the end of the second week that they finally confirmed that it's unilateral vocal cord palsy, which essentially means where you've got your vocal cords, just one side wasn't working as effectively as the other side. It's closing, but just a bit more sluggish. And what that does is it causes aspiration issues. It's also obviously quite dangerous because it can cause choking and fluid into the lungs, which can cause a whole lot of other issues. They couldn't find anything neurologically. There's no issues with the nerves that they could see, and all of the other tests came back normal. So in one respect, it's good news, but on the other hand, it's really frustrating that we couldn't actually have a concrete cause of what created this issue. Now, from my reading online, which I appreciate is very dangerous to do, kind of ended up doing is going to the worst case scenario. But what we understand is that it will heal in time. Doctors think it could be anywhere between a few weeks to a couple of months. But the cause of this issue is really just the big unknown. It could be infection, it could have been trauma from the forceps, it could have been genetics. We just don't know, and I don't think we ever will know. In the meantime, Sam's been trying to express when she's requiring feeds. So expressing every 2 or 3 hours. Meanwhile, she's got wires all attached to her, there's monitors going off, there's doctors prodding around and asking questions and not really giving us many answers. A lot of unknowns, a lot of stress. It's quite a hot environment, there's lots of babies down there in all sorts of different conditions. And then on top of all of that, there's also an element of guilt and blame. One of the kind of thought processes that we've kind of naturally got onto is, what have we done to cause this? Should Sam have been induced, or could we have pushed back on the doctor's decision for that? What if we had have prolonged it and waited till Sam was full term? What if we opted for a C-section instead of forceps? What if she didn't use pethidine or other types of pain relief? I think it comes down to, as human beings, we all are rational and we all want some kind of an explanation for what has caused the issue. That has been really challenging for both of us to kind of get our heads around. We just don't know at the moment. Hello, Isabelle Noonan. So here we go, this is Isabelle, 6 days old, and a little cuddle with mummy. Oh, little noises. Oh. You doing, mummy? Yeah.
What's that for?
Who's the little bottom lip doing? The swelling on her head's come down a lot. Lovely soft hair. And, she seems to be a lot better today, although she is on a little bit, tiny little bit of oxygen, just to help. But they're managing the secretions in the back of her neck to hopefully bring that one down. It's all the bruises from the cannulas and all the injections that Sam had during labour. Been through the wars, haven't we?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, you are looking at the camera. Baby blue eyes. You're looking. You are looking, aren't you?
Guys, we are making progress. Isabelle's now in a big girl's cot. Did you feel that, Isabelle? Yeah. So this is the ambulance that Isabelle arrived at Southampton in. Neonatal intensive care ambulance. No, 2 weeks ago. Here is home. Let's put the food in the big fridge. The fish. Ooh, hummus. Right. Let's get all this in. So guys, these are our digs whilst we're in Southampton. This is Ronald McDonald's house. We got... Hi Sam. That's Sam. Hi Sam. This is our kitchen where we're cooking food, and then we've got this like lounge area. We're just chilling out, watching some TV. Yeah, it's quite well kitted out, so we can have some food after a long day down at the hospital. How you doing, Sam?
Alright, thank you, yeah.
Carrie didn't even seem surprised.
Surviving?
Surviving, yeah. I'm feeling a bit better today, but
Yeah.
still tiring.
Yeah.
So, yeah, cracking on.
Good. Good. Well done. Staying positive.
Yeah.
Good. Yes, these are our digs, and we're just gonna get some food. And what are we doing? Pasta. Noisiest fridges in the world, but they're like massive industrial fridges. And right, get some pasta on. Yeah. So today was a good day. Isabelle has been moved out of her incubator, and she's now in like a little cot bed. All of her monitors are off. She's just got one little monitor which just checks on her breathing, and We've had the speech therapist along, and they're looking to try and get her to safely swallow and getting her on the boob, just to have a bit of breastfeeding and attempting with dummy dips into the milk. So she's getting a flavour and associating of being in front of a boob whilst being fed through the tube. So this is all really positive steps towards getting out of the hospital and hopefully going home. So roughly we think it's going to be another week here, and then hopefully possibly get discharged back to Poole before going home. But either way, it's definitely a positive move towards the front door, which we are super excited about. That's it for now. I'll update later. I think it's an interesting one, how sometimes in life, no matter how well you plan or prepare for something, life will just completely change the game for you, and I guess really it's about how you respond to those moments and just get on with things, you know. And certainly when it comes to immediate family and you know, close friends, and when you're talking about life, it's been an emotional time. I think there's a massive perception on what is going to be the perfect birth, and I don't think there is anything such as the perfect birth. I think that's probably part of the beauty of life, is that it throws these curveballs at you once in a while, and it's just really about how you respond to that. I think social media, you know, like this, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, they're all great mediums, but I think a lot of people paint this picture that life is just perfect all the time. I think, you know, whilst I've been doing this vlog not very long, you know, we're trying always to illustrate all the good moments in our lives, but the reality is that we all have moments where things can just absolutely spiral out of control, and this has certainly been one of those moments. It's been a massive learning step for us. I want to use this medium, YouTube, to show you guys and to document that, show that actually we are all human, we all have issues, we all have our moments in lives where we just need to react to or respond to a certain scenario, and it's how we respond, and it's the way that we then move forward that I guess really defines us. Anyway, this is all quite deep and personal, but I want to thank all of our friends and family for their ongoing and continued support. It has meant the world to not only myself, but Sam and of course Isabelle. We are on the mend, we are getting there gradually. Could just be a few weeks yet. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. Thank you very much.